I like the fact that at one point, there was talk of an NHL hockey team coming to Kitchener.
Yeah.
Never happened, but
Yeah, would've been nice.
I do like that, you know, that it's at least on the radar, right? So maybe someday. And I like the Kitchener Rangers. I think they're a fantastic aspect of the community.
Yeah,
Like they really kind of draw people in, right?
There's a lot of growth here in Kitchener-Waterloo, and that's not the reason why we came here, but Jen and I. But you know, to raise a family, this area is like perfect. Universities, there's a lot of growth here in Kitchener-Waterloo. That's why we love it, or I love it here. There's a lot of activity going on here as well. Restaurants are getting better as the years go on. I kind of missed the restaurants before when we first moved here because we came from Toronto and there's everything under the sun, but now they're slowly coming in here as well.
Well, when I moved to Kitchener back when I was in high school, I was in grade 9, and actually the end of grade 9, beginning of grade 10, and I moved from Holland Marsh, which is near Newmarket, right, in Bradford, and lived out in the country, and then I moved to Kitchener, and I mean, it was a lot smaller than it is now, but I remember thinking, man, this is such a big city, you know, like and I actually kind of liked it, you know, that I was a city slicker now, you know.
Well, I've been here like since 75, and the population there was quite smaller. Of course, the growth here is fantastic, and that's what I like about it. Yeah, it's a good city, a lot of potential.
Now, Bob, you're not in Kitchener, but you're close enough because you live in Elmira, so Kitchener-Waterloo is part of your market, and Elmira is part of Waterloo region. So what is it that you like about your community?
Elmira, well, of course, having grown up there, you know, for my whole life, which still isn't as long as he's been in Kitchener, but it's a really nice town. You know, it's just so filled with good people that, yeah, it's just one of those places where, I don't know, you could believe humanity's a little bit better, you know, which I don't actually believe, but yeah, it's.
But it feels like a safe community.
Yeah, it is also growing a lot, of course, so who knows, maybe it'll lose the small town vibe, but so far it has a lot of what you were saying, like it's a great place to raise a family, you know?
Yeah, well, and actually that's probably one of the reasons why it is growing, is that it's an attraction, right? Like,
Yeah.
I always think that, you know, Toronto grows by about 100,000 to 150,000. I've even heard as high as 200,000, but let's say it's 100,000 a year, the greater Toronto area. And they got this green belt around Toronto, so the only way they can grow is up, and not everybody wants to live in a condo, so there's this ripple effect, right? So people are moving from, I mean, one of the reasons why we have such a tight market, and one of the reasons why prices keep going up in Kitchener is because people are jumping over the green belt and coming to places like Guelph and Cambridge and Kitchener-Waterloo, and then even smaller communities like Fergus and Aurora and places like that. And then there's a ripple effect. So then Elmira, there's a spin-off in terms of Elmira's growing because of that, and then further out Listowel and Palmerston and Drayton and places like that. So, and Baden going in this direction, or Stratford. So there's kind of this ripple effect. And but I mean, one of the things Elmira that's really attractive is that it is a small community, and people like that. The Mennonite, you know, it's got the Maple Syrup Festival and still lots of horse and buggies in the area. So it kind of harkens back to a simpler time, right? Like I would say.